Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Jesse, your DM.
Cody playing Lazarus.
Brennan playing Diz.
Mike playing Nim.
Britt playing Kenna.
And we are Double Doubles and Dragons. We're a group of goofy Canadians that have gotten together to play a little D&D. Sometimes we will say things that are inoffensive. We mean them as jokes, of course, and they're certainly funny to us, but some people may find this offensive. If you do, we apologize, but we don't want any hate mail about it. So just don't listen, okay? Let's jump right into the action. Okay, so we are back after our short break. You guys have just managed to move the rock after Kenna nearly decapitated herself in goat form. And you have shoved the rock a little over a foot. And it has revealed, in that foot that it slid, a tiny open space.
Is it big enough for Nim?
No, it only slid a foot. And you're only, just getting... So there, you can see about 3 inches
Of the start
of an opening.
Okay.
You can kind of see just from that 3 inches, there is a kind of a stair down. So it looks like some sort of staired entryway.
Well, now we're going to really have to move it.
We have better leverage now.
Yeah, you do have a place you could wedge things and that sort of the like.
Yeah. Okay.
What do we have that we could use like that?
We can also short rest, and I could turn into something that can.
If we
check out
short
the
rest, I
hole.
can polymorph into something big.
I could also polymorph someone into something big.
Yeah. So we could have 3 big things pushing on it. With plus 3 or 4 strength.
What if we need the slots down there?
Then we turn around and come back another day because we've already.
We did what we said we were going to do. It's
Sure.
safe for the ruins.
We can do that.
Well,
Yeah, we can
We don't
harvest.
know yet.
We can move. We've moved a stone and
But-
it didn't kick up anything though.
But you said you saw the things snake back in there. What if it regenerates over a bit of time?
That's what I mean. That's why we need to go check it out
Like right now. Though.
right now.
Yeah.
Before it has a chance.
Agreed.
Okay.
Oh, I can't polymorph it on a short rest, I guess.
We
No.
don't recover
I
that.
would.
Okay, so the plan is to short rest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've got an hour. Anything anybody wants to do particularly, or is everybody just trying to kind of burn through the short rest as quickly as they can?
A watch.
The whole?
I watched the whole.
Okay.
I guess I'll burn a couple hit die.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll some hit die, recover some health. As you do.
I'm gonna roll my last couple too. Max.
Yeah, I'm definitely next.
I love when it comes to healing, we knock it out of the park.
Except for
Trying to move a rock? Not so
Move a
easy.
rock, can't
damage
do it.
rolls.
Damage rolls.
To be fair, Lazarus did all the strength, keeping himself grounded the whole time.
It's true.
True.
It's true.
True. Okay, so you guys take a short rest. You heal a little. How's everybody's HP looking?
Full.
Full?
Lazarus prays
Full.
for it.
Okay, sounds good. Your short rest completes. You're ready to take on the rock again.
Go rock.
So what's the plan?
Is there any, wedge-shaped rocks?
I mean, there are several rocks that looked vaguely wedge-shaped. They are all part of the ruins, though.
Can we... Is there, any trees or branches that are about 3 inches across that we could maybe, fit in that hole?
We need a thumbs up.
The wind kind of picked up and chucked everything, so the area is pretty clean right now. Of thicker debris, I would say.
Okay. Alright, well, I'll just go with plan A of polymorph either myself or... Probably myself.
Okay, what are you polymorphing into?
What's the absolute strongest thing I've seen that's considered a creature? Would that be a giant goat, probably?
What's the top challenge rating you can polymorph into?
7.
Okay. So beasts
7 and below.
they have to be, chances are 7 is going to be
Just giant, too.
You've seen regular apes.
Are they strong?
There is a giant ape. but I don't know if you've seen one necessarily.
Is it 8 or 7?
7.
Oh, it is 7. So the T-Rex is 8.
T-Rex.
Yeah, T-Rex is 8. I would say, I mean, you've seen a regular ape, and I feel like you could probably make the lot. You're just like, I want that, but bigger.
Okay.
Nice.
If you're going to allow it.
Yeah, I think that's
Take it.
okay. It's not like a weird animal you've never seen. It's just a bigger version of an animal you've already seen. I think that's fair.
I feel like I do like the Donkey Kong chest pound.
Minstrel again.
Okay. And then I guess, are you just going to shove it and I guess everybody else will try as well?
I'm shifting.
Okay. You're going to shapeshift into the goat again?
Yep.
Actually, what I'm going to try to do, because I figured giant ape fingers are probably pretty close to just fitting in that crack.
Possibly. I mean, you could kind of wedge in there a little.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
want to try and, lift slightly and then push forward.
Okay. Everybody else pushing as well is the kind of general idea?
If there's room.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. He's got big monkey hands.
Well, I figured we had the rope tied around it, so wouldn't you guys be pulling from the front?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Kenny and Go Form will be out front, and you
Can
guys
do
can
that.
just pull on the rope as well. Okay. Let's see it. Prove to me you can move a rock. Rock boss would sound pretty lame.
You're phrasing it like it is now, so...
No advantage this time?
No. No, you're just pulling regular.
Wait, do we get advantage because we're pulling on a rope?
Yeah, I would say so. There's leverage to it. For you guys, because you can pull it with a little bit more leverage in mind.
Worked it.
19.
19?
17.
Okay.
So I can just have to pull up.
That's fine. Kenna?
9.
Okay.
Sorry, 10.
10. Okay. And just the monkey left.
Which I guess maybe my fingers wouldn't fit in there because I'm huge.
I mean, they are pretty big, but I think if
I
you
didn't
kind
realize
of
I was huge. I thought it was
Yeah.
You
large.
could just kind of grab it around the middle and just shove.
Yeah, I think either way he'll be okay. It's got a pretty high strength score.
That's 17 total.
Okay.
Or is it athletics?
It's athletics.
Then 20.
20. Okay. All right. So with the help of the big monkey, Kenna once again being able to shapeshift, and everybody just kind of putting their backs into it, you do feel it slide a couple more feet, revealing this square passage that descends very sharply downwards.
Well, that looks spooky. Let's go.
Indeed.
What can I see down it with my...
It almost immediately grounds and heads out in another direction. So, you're definitely, same thing, nothing like strong, evil, or good. Very much neutral, but you are getting that vague feeling of a religious site.
Well, I'm curious.
Well, me too. Let's go.
Let's check it out.
Says the goat.
I would unshape.
I know.
We
Yeah.
send the eyes first.
How big is the staircase? No chance of giant apes fitting down.
No way.
I drop giant ape then.
Wait, should we have somebody deal with the stones here and see if they can pick it up? Take it back. Actually, technically we already cleared the place and we've completed.
Well, yeah, let's just figure this part out, and then we'll try that.
Let's do it. Let's go.
So who's dropping down first?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
It's dark, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dis, you drop down into the opening, and almost immediately you can see that there is a small passage, about 3 feet wide or so, pretty tight, and only about 5 foot high, so a little low, leading straight off as soon as you land. It only continues for about 30 feet before you can see the flickering light of candles at the end of what appears to be just the end of the hallway. It just seems to be a passage that just leads towards these candles you can make out in the distance about 30 feet away. Mostly just because of the flickering light and the general darkness, you'll need to get a little closer.
I'm going to wave everybody down and I'm just going to go,
Okay?
Okay.
Give him the shush finger. All right.
Lazarus will try to descend quietly.
click, click.
I mean, I could help with that if you would like.
Do we want to go stealthy?
I want to look down at the candle, see if there's any wavering,
Shadows.
any shadows getting thrown around when it starts wavering from the wind that would probably be coming up.
There doesn't really seem to be. The candles themselves are definitely flickering, but nothing that's casting large shadows. Okay. All right. And then are you going to move forward, check it out?
After they're all in, I'm gonna wait, and then I don't know how well Kenna will be able to see. How far away are the lights?
Only about 30 feet.
Oh, okay. So everybody can see it.
They're low candles, like they're not providing a lot of light, but they are providing
I'll
light.
just start sneaking forward then once everybody's...
Okay. Give it a stealth roll for your sneaking forward. Is everybody else standing still, letting Dis handle this?
Oh.
Okay. Dis begins to sneak forward. And as you move forward, more and more of what is at the end of this hallway comes into your field of vision. There is a pedestal at the end of the hallway. It rises up about halfway through the 5-foot vertical opening. Around that podium, there are all over the walls and in the podium itself intricate carvings of various geometric shapes, diamonds, circles, triangles, that sort of stuff, all kind of interlayered on top of each other to create very complex, almost random patterns of shapes. That encompasses the pillar and the entire area around it, both behind it and to the sides, for about 2 feet out from it. Then on the pedestal, there is a small arch on top of which 5 candles are burning, although they appear to have burned fairly low, but haven't gone out. It's kind of like there's about an inch of candle left, but they seem to have just been kind of holding in that pattern. I mean, obviously you're only looking at it for a few minutes, but they don't really seem to be, decreasing. And then in front of those candles, resting on the pedestal itself, there is a small jar, about this big. We'll call it 6 inches tall and maybe about 4 inches wide. And inside that jar, if you've ever seen the movie Hercules, the cartoon, that wind titan, the little twister with the eyes, it's just a little guy in there, and he's just staring back at you from inside the jar.
Wait, everybody forward.
They can't really come that much more forward. It's only 3 foot wide, the hallway, so they can come closer to you, but they can't go past you.
That's what I mean. It's just come closer so they can see past me. I'll just kind of go up against the side so they can see.
Okay.
And once everybody's there, I guess I'll walk in. And I want to walk up to the jar. And just... I won't actually touch it, but I just want to look around and be like, we win.
As you kind of walk up and look around it, the little air creature inside is definitely what accounts for its eyes, which is really just 2 black voids where the wind doesn't seem to turn. Just they follow you. You can tell it's looking at you, and it's hard to tell with it being a wind creature, but you definitely get the feeling it's glaring at you. I mean, that's just seems to be what it's doing. But outside of that, nothing else changes.
The geometric shapes that are around, do they link up with what was actually visible outside, or was that only Nim's vision that was picking that up originally when we walked to the shrine?
Oh, you mean of the little critters?
Yeah.
They were also making random geometric shapes, so it's hard to say if they match up or not, because they really do seem to be just kind of a hodgepodge.
It was just, yeah. Spectrum there. I'll kind of walk back out and tell everybody whatever they see, and then like, what do we want to do with this?
Well, is there anything suspicious around?
So it's basically like in a jar?
Yeah.
Well, I think we just take the jar back.
Looks like
Yeah,
pretty good
with just crazy
proof that
symbols
we
everywhere.
captured it.
As long as it doesn't pop out. But I'm sure if we
Is
get
there a lid on the jar?
Yeah, it's sealed. There's a big, heavy-looking cork that's been shoved into it.
I mean, it looks airtight.
Just gotta make sure that the cork doesn't pop out with too much pressure.
Alright, let's grab it.
Okay, grabbing it.
I'll go up and grab it. Oh.
I mean, Dis is out
I
front.
was gonna say we could all roll for it to see who grabs
Oh,
it.
We grab it
nope.
rock, paper, scissors.
I'm out.
Kenna's like, oh yeah, could I roll for the privilege of picking up the jar?
I'm like, I got this.
It's
I
not
just
a
talk
privilege,
shit.
that's why we're rolling for it.
No, I know this game.
I already accepted responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, Dis already said
Yeah,
he was going to do it, so I think that's fine. Okay, Dis.
Here we go.
So, you just pick it up?
Yeah, and I'm super paranoid, like getting close to it. I'm just like doing slow motions towards it, and finally.
All right. So you kind of you do the almost like the Indiana Jones, and the fingers are wagging and you're being very ginger about it. And you just kind of wrap your hands around it. And as you touch the jar, you can tell it kind of looks at you more intensely, leans forward in the jar a little bit.
It's like, bitch, I did it.
Yeah. definitely a challenge in those eyes. And you pop it up off the pedestal. And as soon as it separates off the pedestal, the 5 candles wink out. The whole corridor goes dark. And there's kind of a settling sound. Like everything just kind of stops. Just a quiet groan in the hallway. And the candles are out and you're holding the jar.
Does anything look weird around me other than the lights going up?
Do a perception check.
Light?
Yes, please.
15 is passive.
I was gonna light all the candles.
And you also light?
I cast light on the end of my staff and hold it up.
So there's a split second before they ask Nim to light the light. And as you're kind of looking for anything strange, you notice all those geometric patterns. There's this faint bluish green glow that was imperceptible with the candles lit. And you notice that glow, and you watch it as it starts to wink out, like it's spiraling off from the pillar, like the light is going out. And then before you can really watch any more of it, Nim lights the light, and it just bathes in light, and you lose track of it.
There's a weird light just spurting out from that. Can't see it.
Actually, it's
Hold on.
shutting off from it.
Lazarus will try to get out of the way. Just our head back towards wherever we came down.
Alright,
Okay.
once they're in the hallway, I'll wink the light back out.
I'll just look and see if I can pick up any traces of what I saw before.
So by the time they get out of the way and Nim winks the light off, there's no more light in any of the geometric pattern.
And I go like,
Looks like I can't see anything. Can you see anything with your dark vision?
no, I don't see any light anymore. Can you use your magic eyes?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you asked you before.
Well, better late than never.
Detect magic.
Okay, your eyes cloud over. As we've discussed before, this area does have a fair amount of magic just out of the air. Everywhere has so far. That being said, this area, you kind of watch it. It's quite dead by comparison. It's almost more what you would expect the air to be like just out in the regular worlds. There's not that much magic to it. You really aren't picking up anything at all. There's quite a void of it here. As you kind of look up and down the hall, it's very much the same.
Interesting.
If there was something here, it's definitely gone now.
I'll start heading out, I guess, after Nim sees it.
I guess I will say, if you happen to look at the jar, there's definitely a magical seal of some kind on the jar, but that probably goes without saying. Okay.
Alright, I guess I'll just leave it on and head up the hallway towards where they were.
Okay. So, as you come back outside, you definitely notice that the passive magic that was more concentrated in this ruin has kind of drifted back to being just kind of the normal ambient concentration of the stronghold itself. The next thing that you notice, I guess probably Kenna, because you were out first and you're the druidic type. All of the little animal corpses that were there before when you dispelled the magic, they're completely gone. Not rotted away, they just appear to have kind of evaporated. Sometime either during the fight or after you picked up the jar, you're not sure. You could history check to see if you remember seeing them before.
Sure. Probably not. 12.
Things were a little hectic, but you did have a lot of time. You were working on the rock and you did back up several times and stuff like that. You definitely remembered their little animal corpses being there before.
Interesting.
But
you did
now they're
sacrifice
gone.
them.
Yeah, I know, I forgot.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, ever since you went down into the thing and you brought back the jar, the little animals are gone.
This
The jar must power the ruins.
It's like a little battery.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can use it to power our own creations.
Then we need to give the...
Just start enslaving air and water elementals to work turbines.
There was once a druid who had a similar dream. Or sorry, a dwarf that had a similar dream.
I think we just need to give Lil the little tornado in a jar so that we can prove it, so that we can get a good payout.
Yeah, we can get fat stacks of cash.
Yeah.
Fat stacks of cash. Not
And
the
I
thing
think
you imagine Batman
We
saying.
should probably head back because we've been gone quite a while.
Well, should we cover up the hole? So, like some kid doesn't walk over here and is like, let's check out what's up in here, and then, I don't know, somehow manages to...
Can we move the rock again?
I'm not moving that rock again.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
This comes back to bite us. I'm
Lazarus
not
is
taking
also
responsibility.
Alright, well, we can lay, like, some branches or, like, logs over it so it's kind of covered up, but
You said
we're
it's
not
a
moving the
steep
rock.
staircase.
It is a
right?
steep staircase.
So, like, we can probably patch some of the hole.
yeah,
Potentially.
it's not that wide of a hole. Like think like trapdoor sized.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, you could probably just find one of the slightly bigger ruin stones if you feel comfortable moving one of them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's do that.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll hunt.
Okay.
I'll help.
There's obviously several in the vicinity. You can honestly pretty much take your pick.
That one.
I like it.
Okay.
Take
Who's
it.
picking it up? Get the lizard.
Lazarus.
24.
Okay. Now the rolls. Lazarus reaches down, and I feel like there's that moment of hesitation where Lazarus is just kind of like, But everything seems okay. Picks up the rock. Sphincter clenches. But everything's okay. Nothing happens. You take the rock over to the hole, place it on top, covers almost all of it. And, that's a safe hole now.
I feel better.
And you moved a stone and no one died.
Yay.
So that seems promising.
Yay.
So is that the religious experience? This safe hole is the only hole that you'll never go in?
I don't really know if I'm comfortable making that broad of a statement.
Now I'm concerned.
So, your job here seems to be done.
Yeah.
Do we want some animals to go back to town?
Ride back triumphantly on steeds.
I mean, that'd be pretty badass.
I would rather do that than walk.
Yep.
Or
What are
watch
you-
you two race.
We're not sure how much time we got either.
What are you doing with the jar?
Taking it?
I think it's going in someone's backpack.
So
It's the same
probably
as
pocketed
backpack.
since it's
I have a
something
goat in my
magically-
backpack.
So somebody
It would take
other
up my
than-
whole backpack, but I guess I could because I don't really have much else in there. So
And I suppose a semi-obvious question, are you just popping that thing in there, or
well, I'm making sure it's secure
in what way?
in the way of I'm not just popping it in there. I'm very gingerly sliding it in and making sure it's secure and not fumbling around in my back.
Okay.
Well, shit.
Sounds good. What are you riding back on?
Goats?
I mean, you have been a giant goat twice.
Been a giant goat.
Goats.
More than that. In this
I mean,
world,
twice
yeah.
today.
Today, yeah. In this world, I've been a...
Giant goat's a favorite.
So this is gonna be a pretty rough ride.
I actually think this is the third time I've been a giant goat today.
Actually, yeah, I suppose it is.
But I'm not.
No, you're not.
I'm not going to be a goat. I'm just going to summon goats for everyone.
This is gonna be a pretty rough ride. That jar is just gonna be flinging around.
Do you want to just ride in front of me and hold the jar?
If we just walked with the jar, I can walk. It doesn't really seem safe. I'm pretty sure the thing's just
There's a
pop out
magic.
tornadoes.
There's a magical seal on the jar.
They're just magic.
I mean, that's fair from Des. I mean, I don't want to point out the obvious, but there is still a rope tied to a giant rock.
Oh yeah, can I grab my rope?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of assume you guys pick up your shit when you're done.
I don't think I would leave without my rope. I always
I feel like
assume
I feel like
take
I
it.
usually prefer to assume that as long as you can, you take your rope back, rather than being a dick about it and just being like, "Oh, you didn't tell me you picked up the rope, so GG, buy more rope, idiots."
Adventurers causing the plastic
made
waste
us
in
lose
the
some
oceans.
rope doing that.
That's true, but those were in very deliberate circumstances where, like, you were repelling and you'd have to describe to me how you were getting it back.
Yeah, I guess we can. I'll just take my backpack off. I'll give it to Dis, and I'll be like, "Look, man, you can 2-pack it if you want, but whatever. Like,
I was gonna walk with it.
go for it."
No, give me the pack and I'll just put it on backwards and wear it on the front. I am very comfortable sitting on a goat.
All
Do you have
right.
any shapeshifts left?
Yeah? Oh, I guess,
Why don't
yeah,
you
I
just
can.
like shapeshift with it on?
Sure.
Then it'll be locked away,
Then it will.
hopefully.
Fine.
Unless it
shape-
works the way the bag of holding works.
Yeah, I don't know what the magical seals
Okay,
do
well
there.
then I guess I only shapeshift 3 animals, or conjure 3 animals, and I shapeshift into a goat.
You
Okay.
have to conjure for it. You can't conjure through.
Well, we have an extra
There's
goat.
just I
We
mean,
got a backup goat.
technically there's 2 extra goats.
Yeah.
Because you're also an extra goat that nobody's riding.
Yeah.
Unless Nim wants, I don't know, Nim's got a thing for
I'm just like
riding
wide
Kenna.
straddling 2 goats.
Lazarus is just double goating.
Triple.
Triple
I like that
goating.
make better.
But I don't
know if
think
I
his
can like
legs
that much
can.
leg-
That's
legs.
a
Have you
lot of
Somehow
leg.
had reins, and you were standing there like 1 foot on each goat.
Oh my god,
That
yes.
would just be
Split.
so amazing. And you got like one hand in front, the other hand at her hip.
He's
What
riding
if
in like a
we-
chariot, like just fucking hammering in.
It's like an old western in here now.
Damn.
Could we, like, tie some stone to a goat? So we come back with, like, a piece of the ruins?
Yeah, we
I
could
don't
do.
think that's necessary, but we could.
We could.
You could lash a stone
Yeah.
to one of the goats.
Yeah, we get a tornado. Well, I mean, you can't.
Then we
also have
can
a tornado
prove
in
that
a
it's
bottle.
safe. Yeah, but I mean, now we have a ruin piece and we have the bottle, so it's like 2 for 1.
But I mean, really, the quest is going to be like complete when we go into the bar and announce to everybody that we can go start building the church because the ruins are safe again. And then we'll slap down an elemental on the table and be like, "Because that thing is done."
We'll break the jar.
Nib's already got this all planned out, how he's just gonna make this like the most epic.
It's all about him. None of us did anything.
I'll be sure to get the backpack back. I want to see the style.
And then
Okay.
I'm going to say this round's on me, and then I'm going to take it out of the communal fund.
Good thing I have the communal fund.
Damn, Nim.
You don't have the communal. Just because you have the card doesn't mean you have the communal fund.
Alright, well, I don't want to deprive us of finishing that today, so I say you guys ride back to town. You're at the city limits. Tell me how this goes down.
Well, I have the jar.
Yes, you do. You're also still a goat
I'm
at this
also
point.
still a goat.
That
Didn't think that part out.
doesn't matter.
We got this goat. Who
What?
contains-
We're all gonna go into the inn, and you're just gonna like stand out there as a goat and just be like all sassy about it for no reason.
Well, I
Sassy
mean,
goat.
Kenna would have no way of knowing that Nim has this sassy plan
Yeah.
anyway. So I would assume you would just unshape-shift at some point.
I would unshapeshift, but I had the backpack. I told you I had it
yeah,
on
it's
around
on your
my
front.
chest.
Yep.
And I'll be like, well, let's go in. I'm not going to hand you back your bag. Why would I hand you back your bag?
Because it's my bag.
It's strapped to my chest.
But it's a bag. That's
But
mine.
it's strapped to my chest. Like, it makes sense for me to, like, wear it and give it to Lil versus, like, here, take your backpack back where all the jiggly we were trying to avoid. He wants his bag back so bad. So he's
It's just, I just saw the glare.
How about
Okay,
you,
well, I
how about you
mean,
just take the elemental out of the bag and give me my backpack back then.
do unnecessary movements. This is why I shapeshifted to a goat.
Okay, well, at some point, you're going to have to take it out of the backpack. Like, you can't just be like, I assure you there's an air elemental in here. I can't draw
Obviously.
it, though.
I feel like this entire argument has happened from the town limits, such as they are, all the way to the door of Lil's Tavern, and then beyond that door, you guys have picked a table and you're still arguing
No.
about...
No,
I
I
would
don't think
take
we've
the
gone to the
elevator.
door. I think we're like arguing outside the door.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay, you didn't go inside?
I was a goat
Okay.
till, like, I don't...
We
Yeah.
got to the door.
No,
Yeah,
we-
till I got
the
to the door, probably.
biggest question is, how do we enter? Do we kick the door open? Because that like creates a lot of drama.
I just
No,
think
because
that's
what
why
if there's
I
someone
shapeshifted
Claws on the other side of that
Okay.
door. That's a jerk move. You
What
can
if-
break their face.
Yeah, but what if that shows how awesome we are?
So
It doesn't.
while the two
then
of
the
you
door
are
broke
arguing
their
about
face.
that, Kenna has unshapeshifted, just opened the door and went inside.
Look, we're missing our chance at glory.
Ladies first.
The two of them like rush after Kenna, and then I feel like Lazarus is just like taking up the rear and just walking in super casual like. Okay, maybe not super casual, like that is a specific image. Just casually walking inside.
I want to do a perception check looking for Father Maxie.
Okay.
I'm gonna say,
Oh,
hey, Lil.
I don't see shit. It's a 12.
Okay. It's not that you don't see shit. There's actually nobody inside the tavern at the moment.
Not even
It's
Lil?
it's like the middle of the day and just people are busy.
Everybody-
However, when you call out, "Hey, Lil," you kind of hear a, "Just a second," from the back room.
All right, just grabbing a table.
That made the plan of glory kind of a little mute.
Yeah, well, we go rest for a little while, and then we come in and we kick the door in, like you said.
Well, I like it.
Why are you gonna kick the door in? You're just gonna have to pay for it.
No great
No,
effect.
it swings inwards. You're just kicking it.
Who's talking about kicking my door in?
Oh, there you go.
No.
We just wanted to do a glorious entrance.
I would recommend opening the door and yelling gloriously.
But what?
See, that's what I thought.
I just would prefer you don't kick my door.
So
Hi.
Lil, and I
Yes?
pull it out, and I'm like, does this count to show that we caught the twister?
You kind of like put it down on the table and she just starts to look at it and she's like, "Oh, well, I imagine it might. I'm gonna have to go look up what the reward is for that.
How many ranks do we go up?
We're also not sure.
Turning in bounties doesn't automatically make you move up ranks, Master Dis. As much as I know, you're very eager. However, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go look and see how much money that I should give you for this. Just give me a moment, and I'll be right back."
Should two of us go find Father Maxie and tell him the good news?
I'll go. I want
Alrighty.
to share in the glory.
You can have the glory. The goat's outside with the... Well, I don't actually know if we took a stone.
Lazarus already stuffed his tail into the table.
Yeah, I'm good here.
Okay. So just Nim's gonna go talk to Father Maxie?
It doesn't matter to me. Wherever are the goats still around? How long is it?
Unless Kenna made them go away, they'd just be outside of the...
So there's a goat just with a stone tied to it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll try to lead that goat to where I think Father Maxie is.
Okay, well, I mean, he's usually been one of, like, 3 places, so
I'll
probably
go to
fairly easy to find him.
Which one's the closest?
Technically, the well behind the town hall is slightly closer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was going to go to the well. So
Okay.
We'll go to the well.
So, you lead the goat over that way. You kind of turn the corner, and sure enough, Father Maxie is there. Seems to be pouring water into a big communal-like pot of some kind.
Oh, that's how you make holy water.
He just kind of turns. "Ah, my child. Not as such. Mostly soup."
Oh, okay. Sounds delicious. We gotta go with a stone from the ruins.
He kind of looks past you. "Ah, perfect. So it is safe to begin excavation then."
It is. Later on tonight, when everyone's in the tavern, we want to announce it gloriously that we can start working on the glorious church.
"Ah, perfect. Well then, God's work can begin soon. I suppose you will be needing this then." And he pulls the little quest chit out of his pocket and hands it to you.
Thank you.
Roll perception.
12. It's 2 nat ones in a row.
He hands you the chit, and Nim does the like, "Da-na-na-na, quest complete." And as you kind of take it and put it into your pocket, you hear 2 heavy footsteps behind you.
I turn around.
You start to turn around, and you hear, "Well, well, if it isn't the useless piece of maggot, little Nim. Did you miss me?"
I sure did.
As in the
Did
blue.
not.
You can do a history check if you need it.
What's his name? I just can't remember his name.
I'm not saying it.
We'll see if he remembers.
Oh, that's 25 for history.
I'm sure somebody can fill you
Sergeant
in
Strain.
on his name.
Sergeant Strain. You're Sergeant Strain. I did miss you, yes, very much. It's like, geez, this has been very relaxing for the past few days. I can't wait for someone to come make my life a living hell again.
I can see you've gotten exactly the same as you were at talking back, like a filthy piece of shit. But I should let you know, I'm glad to see you too. I was waiting for when you'd finish your first 2 quests, and we could begin the real game. So tell me, Nim, are you ready to challenge for a higher rank?
That's something I'd have to discuss with the rest of the group. I'm not ready to commit to that just quite yet.
Well then, let's go talk to them, shall we?
I mean, yeah, they'll be thrilled to see you. I'll make sure to, yeah.
I suspect they will. I assume they're at the tavern. Let's go. And he just, like, strides off ahead of you.
Yeah, what's he wearing?
The same outfit he was wearing before, the kind of, like, almost military fatigue, but then with, like, the heavy armor on top.
Alright. I'll slowly head behind him.
Okay. Sergeant Strain and Nim on their way back to the tavern. I think we'll maybe end there for the day. We'll let that natural dialogue be where we pick up next time. 2 quests down. Maybe time to challenge. We'll see what Surf and Turf decides to do next time. All right.
Dragon.
Thanks, guys. Wow, what a cliffhanger. I wonder what's going to happen next time. Seriously, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. If you liked what you heard, share us with your friends. If you hated what you heard, share us with your enemies. Seriously, though, like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll find out what happens to Double Doubles and Dragons next time.